These are all words that we love to hear. We also love the convenience of running down the street to that short stop and grabbing a jug of milk, or that last-minute bikini before an unplanned beach trip, right? For years, I've always been the savvy shopper. I'm always searching out the best of deals. Well, many of us may prefer a lower price on food or goods, but at what cost to humanity? Do you also prefer sickness and death? By arranging our priorities to include pricing as well as production and also the impact on those involved, we can make all the difference in combating the ugly underbelly of our markets. And today, I would like to discuss with you the repercussions of the unconscious consumer, the solution for unconscious purchasing, and how a conscious consumer can impact the universal quality of life. First, I'll begin by explaining what we are producing when we decide to purchase blindly. The results of an unconscious consumer produces a wide variety of turmoil that includes terminal illness, sickness, slavery, birth defects, and even extinction. Some people around the globe are connected. All people around the globe are connected to our everyday purchases, even our neighbors and ourselves. A commonly overlooked factor of everyday purchases is how the product, whether it's food or whether it's clothing, actually got to the shelves. When the big box retailers such as Walmart decide to bid suppliers against each other to produce the lowest price, what they're actually doing is asking the producers to produce cost-saving production lines, which ultimately makes them cut corners. When unregulated, this will breed a demand for industries such as child labor, in which can pay lower wages. And as Julia Brewer stated in the article, be honest, you don't care if your little dress is made by child slaves, in the online newspaper The Telegraph, 2015. We all convince ourselves that it is perfectly possible to produce an intricately stitched dress or shirt, ship it halfway around the world, and put it on sale in a British high street store for a pittance without someone, somewhere along the line being exploited. She raises this question to challenge her local merchants and consumers. If the mall is not where you spend your money, I'm sure you get hungry. Another effect of being an unconscious consumer is the utilization of pesticides. Pesticides are used on our food to kill and eliminate pests. Why wouldn't it affect us? Sean Gallagher reported in his article, The Silent Fields Pesticide Poisoning in Punjab, on December 2013. It is suspected, however, that 50 years of increased productivity has been fueled by the excessive use of fertilizers, pesticides, and insecticides that have resulted in a slow accumulation of toxins in the water, soil, food, and ultimately in the people of the region. These issues are not the fact that children are working, but that they are also working at ages as young as 2 years old and in dangerous environments, such as the weapon factory in Syria, as reported by Melissa Rayworth in a photography session for the website takepart.com on December 2013. In 2008, the United Nations Children's Fund estimated that some 158 million children worldwide, ages between 5 and 14, which is actually 11% of the children of the world, are working in child labor. These corrupt systems, where working standards are not upheld, also suffer from the effects of harmful pesticide, as you can see an effect on this child located in Florida in the United States. These corrupt systems are working together, not upholding standards, and they are also endangering children and workers by using them in fields that incorporate pesticide use, causing infertility, neurological issues, birth defects, and even death. As consumers, it may be difficult for us to imagine that our clothes were once grown from a field in a distant land, woven and sewn together, and shipped over the seas to reach us. but someone was behind them. Do you trust those companies and their standards? Life magazine, for example, exposed Nike in 1996 to be used in child labor in Pakistan. Nike, who currently holds factories in Vietnam, China, Indonesia, all three of these are the most difficult countries in the world to ensure workers' rights. We knowingly support these companies that prosper from child abuse scenarios and poor working environments that include fields where pesticides are an everyday tool. Agricultural pesticides have contributed to the destruction of more than just biodiversity, but have spread through global trade to poison our genetic makeup and our future. Ethan Huff explained in his 2010 article, "Pesticides are killing the birds, bees, and bats by the millions." He explains 90% of the rivers are contaminated with pesticides and 1,800 sea creatures are faced with extinction from the exposure, labeling these areas where pesticides are polluting the ocean as dead zones that have grown from 85 in 2008 to 405 in 2012. So why do we feel as though we are above the food chain, above the animal kingdom? Fact, 1 billion of the, America uses 1 billion pounds of the 5.8 billion pounds allotted to the world of pesticides every year. And workers exposed to the pesticides on average have significantly greater risk than the risk of the population. I'd like to take a moment to share the CNN report on a family exposed to pesticides in 2015.
In St. John's in the U.S. Virgin Islands, after a family of 4 on vacation from Delaware was allegedly poisoned by methyl bromide, a deadly pesticide commonly used in agriculture.
It couldn't have happened to a better family and better people, and they're all around. They're one of those families that everyone wants to be around.
The company, who rents out a villa at the Siragusa Resort, told CNN the pest control company Terminex fumigated the lower unit on March 18th, right in the middle of the family's stay. The odorless, nearly undetectable gas attacks the lung and nervous system, causing respiratory and heart failure. So toxic, it's banned from use indoors within the U.S. Even the World Meteorological Organization says methyl bromide is so destructive, it significantly contributes to the thinning of the Earth's stratospheric ozone layer.
It's really scary to think that this could happen to somebody that you know.
The father, Steve Esmond, was found in a coma while his sons, 14 and 16, and their mother, Teresa Devine, were having severe seizures, according to the family's lawyer. The parents' condition improved after the family was airlifted back to the U.S. The mother released from the hospital, but the attorney said on Saturday both of the boys remain in a coma. Terminex told CNN in a statement that they are, quote, looking into this matter internally, cooperating with authorities, and they joined the community in wishing them a speedy recovery. Nick Valencia, CNN, New York.
As you can see, the global community and the environment is being permanently changed and affected. As you can see, the global community and the environment is being permanently changed and affected, one purchase at a time. It is not only the consumer, it is the farmer and the laborer, as well as the consumer, that is being misled and even poisoned. Time magazine reports that only 37% of consumers actually read the labels on their purchases. We all have ran to the store on Thanksgiving Eve and grabbed the items on sale. But maybe it's time for us to start reading the labels, such as some of the items that I have displayed here. Where there's a problem, there's a solution, and the best solution is to do your part. Research the companies and the name brands you buy from and read your grocery labels. According to Anna Kuchman's article, What's on Your Label, published in Newsweek 2007, she defined her tip guide to include organic, bird-friendly, marine stewardship council, cage-free, free-range, grass-fed, antibiotic, and natural, all labeling made so you know what you're really supporting and where your product really came from. By simply being informed, we are preventing the demand of immoral goods and services while raising standards. Purchases begin with the consumer, and through supporting organizations like the Environmental Protection Agency, who regulate the damage control, we can make a difference. By implementing laws and regulations for companies to meet, first by becoming conscious consumers, and next by implementing no-tolerance policies. Moving along, there is a world of possibilities we have to look forward to. We can strive to be better consumers in the marketplace, be better partners in global trade, and better human beings. By eating more natural foods without pesticides and wearing clothes that aren't carrying a chemical agent, we will become healthier global citizens in which will lower our healthcare costs. We also strengthen the quality of life around the globe to protect the world we share. If injustice is what comforts you, neglect to inform yourselves as customers, unknowingly cause harm to others, our environments, and ourselves. With this powerful knowledge in mind, I will conclude. Today, we discussed the repercussions of the unconscious consumer, the solutions for unconscious purchasing, and how a conscious consumer can impact the quality of life. By arranging our priorities to include price, production, and who benefits from this, we can make all the difference in impacting our market. This could be your small sibling working 17 hours a day, or your children born without limbs who may never see a sea creature, all because we choose to let the large corporations regulate themselves. I challenge you to be a conscious consumer. Bring the global merchant standards up to par in effort to better our health, our atmosphere, and our future. Thank you.